Senate.
Yeah, we got one from Kelly, but yeah, I didn't say anything about a virtual.
Training. Oh, it isn't necessarily training.
Sorry, I'm just pulling the agenda. You already got it printed out for me? Okay. Don't have to log in. Okay. This is the first thing, like, you just call the meeting to order, right? Okay. Okay, calling the meeting to order. Do I have a second?
Yep,
You don't need one.
don't need one.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, no worries. Okay.
You can't mess up, I can tell you that.
What was that?
I say, you cannot mess up.
Okay.
We won't let you.
Okay. Right, so since we were kind of briefly talked about maybe moving some of the agenda items, would we
Mhm.
discuss that in the approval of this agenda, or is that the previous agenda that we're?
No, that's this one here.
That's this one.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we want
So-
to approve it with some modification.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So for the approval of the agenda, we want to modify the talk about the chair and vice chair recommendations, since there's only going to be, there's only 3 of us here, which Joe's, I think you're technically an alternate, right? So that's only two members here.
Right.
So,
Serving as a, he's the alternate. but he's
Right,
serving
we
as-
Yeah.
know we have a quorum, but
We
we kind
want-
of feel like if we don't want to make that decision,
Just want to point out, both Nicole and Randy's appointment ends today.
it does.
Okay, so then we have to vote. Okay, where is
Oh.
Nicole? Okay. All right, let's leave it on the agenda.
okay, we'll leave it to it. Okay, so move to approve the agenda.
So move.
Okay,
Second.
second, okay.
Mhm.
Then approval of the minutes from the December 9th meeting,
Approve as written.
Second,
seconded. Okay,
and I guess you should technically call for a vote. Am I correct? I think you should.
on the approval of the minutes.
Yes.
Okay, call for a vote.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any nays? Yeah, no nays. All right, so we're gonna now move to the review of the monthly treasurer's report. I didn't really have any standout things from that
Mm-mm.
when I looked it over.
It pretty
But,
much
yeah.
some things, like the loan and everything, it's the same thing. as
Yeah,
last time.
it's just, yeah,
Yeah.
they're just, everything's ticking up, slow,
Yep.
you know, slightly more money
Yeah,
spent
I
here and
didn't
there.
see anything that really needed to be pointed out.
Okay,
Because my notes were the same thing as the previous time, so some of the difference because of like streets were done and Tilden Lake was down, dam was done, and that's why the expenditures were higher last year than this year. So it's the same, the same things.
okay. Just, I guess, small questions is up, the excavating charges that we have, what project is that related to? It's on the, cash disbursement report. You don't know, okay,
Yeah.
No worries.
That's not gonna tell me where, it's probably project either, normally that would be either water, stormwater, or sewer.
okay. So it's one of those, got it. Yeah. So, no more comments on the monthly treasurer's report?
No.
Okay. Then let's move on to, I think, the main thing that we're going to talk about. It's discussion recommendations of budget and spending proposals, starting with the LEOPS or the law enforcement operations analysis.
That was
I
a
second Karen.
doozy.
I second Karen's.
I tried to give you as much information that I could help you guys with that analysis.
Mhm.
Based on projections, from planning and zoning and based on the growth of the town. But again, everything's subject to change, especially over a 25-year
Yeah.
term. The first sheet, which has that's third form that letter that's
Mhm.
included.
Mhm.
Based on current rates and the current rates we pay now, and then based on the average increase of each of the plan rates. And I think I specified all this in the email and how I projected the base salary. So this was to help you guys, help provide some information as you analyze
Mhm.
the plan.
Yeah, I think this is just more, I'm asking for a correction. If anyone does know, that's just from external research that I did. So the current plan that we are on for the police officers, I believe they basically got about 1.5% of their pay per year of service. And the new plan is moving to about 2.5%
Yes.
per year of service.
One correction.
Yeah.
So if the officer was employed as of June 30th of 2012, they would be on the full plan, and that's 1.8%. So
Okay,
it's those who are employed as of July 1st, 2012 is on the most recent plan, which is 1.5. There's also, for that one, it is, years of service plus age, which equals 90 years would be
Mhm.
full.
I understand.
And where, or I believe minimum age is 60, where the other plan, the first plan, which is prior to July 1st, 2012, it is just 30 years and it's, I believe, age 60. So they're
Okay.
different. So depending on, I will tell you right now, most of the officers are in the newer plan.
Mhm.
The more, the ones that have been here for a while are in the previous.
Okay.
So I looked at it from what it was going to cost us. So years 1 through 25 is an incremental cost of $250,000 per year at the current staffing, which is what that letter said, right? And then at year 26 forward, it's going to be an incremental increase in cost of 350,000.
Mhm.
No. Okay.
So that's what this first worksheet is for. So. the
I
legal-
printed everything out if you need something.
Okay, so I actually had a conversation with, the state because I wanted to make sure I understood this correctly.
Mhm. Yeah, so it's a detail.
And you'll see that there's a credit of 106,077.
Yeah, which is why it is less for the first 25 years,
Yeah.
correct?
So that credit's coming off of what we would pay in because the
Mhm.
percentage is for the unfunded allocations, whatever they AAL.
AAL,
Yeah. That is to offset that because that rate's based on those who have been in the plan where they have to catch up. It's unfunded.
Okay.
So that's why we get this credit. So what I put in here is, let's start with FY 27. We've got the estimated salaries. LEOPS currently costs 40.48% of the salaries, the gross salaries, which equates to 971,000. But because we have that credit, that would be 865,000, which is what we would have to pay if we.
But this is on top of what we're currently paying.
No.
This is, your document is a complete replacement.
It's not on top, so that amount's not on top. The net increase is on top.
That's what I was
Yeah,
talking about.
the
So the
net
net increase on year 1,
Year one is 645.
so it's not, okay, so it's even
That's
worse than
the
I,
net increase.
that's the net increase over
Mhm.
there, okay. And then at year 30, the net increase jumps up.
Yes, it will increase each year as salaries increase and as personnel increases.
So what is this based on? Number of people?
It's based on the salaries, right? It's a
Yes.
percentage of the
Yes.
salary.
So you've
he's
just
got a
done it.
salaries list.
Okay.
And then the personnel costs um, is based on what we anticipate to add based on growth, which is on the growth estimate sheet.
Mhm.
You will see that our population as of 24 was 11,340. And I got this from the census.
Mhm.
And then I also put in residential growth based on number of units and the population per units to try to get some type of idea of growth and based on population and the number of units. Because I can actually tell you the number of houses we added each year.
Mhm.
I really don't know
Mhm.
with the number of people, but I know how many units we've
Yeah,
added.
yeah, yeah.
All right,
So I used those numbers and
or
then,
a, like 2.5 or something, I've forgotten now.
well,
It's unimportant, go ahead.
the year over year growth, and I believe it's with the 4 years, FY 22 through FY 25 is 4.2%. So I used that numbers as, okay, based on growth, but then I also went to planning and zoning and asked, how many units are we gonna get in over the next 25 years? What's planned? It
Mhm.
doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Or this is just what's planned. So I put that amount in, and then I did, based on the growth and the number of units, how many new employees would we have each year? And that's how
Gotcha.
I'm getting the increase in salary based on the growth.
Yeah.
Because we did a 25-year look at of growth.
Yeah, because it's about like adding an officer a
Yeah.
year for the next like
Yeah.
10 years and then starting to add 2
Yeah.
officers per year. Okay.
So
So when I'm looking at your analysis, the Excel sheet, if we didn't go LEOPS, where is the estimated salaries and the, oh, it does, the MSR estimated rates are,
Yeah.
that's what, that, if it stayed as it was,
Mhm.
that is what we're looking at.
Correct. That is what, so this is what we're paying now. And of course, the
Okay.
projection and the rate increase is based on how much it just increased over that I do.
They did 0.03.
11 years. I did the average rate increase over 11 years.
Okay.
320 minus 2. Okay, I went from a completely roundabout angle
Which is
because,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Once you have to read-
No, I'm now seeing what you're saying. You're saying, look, I'm on the Excel, so I just want to make sure I've got this right in my head. Because I had to do a little bit of work to figure out what this even meant. The net increase, the cost to the town in FY 27, if we stay the same, is 326,000.
Mhm.
If we go with LEOPS, we're going to have an increase of 645,000.
Correct. And just to clarify something you said earlier, Karen, it's not if we choose to go this way, it's already happening because
Well, then
they
why-
signed last year that we're doing the ops, right?
They
They
have,
passed.
they asked for us to do a study.
Okay.
That's where this information comes from. That was that letter that was attached.
Okay.
It will be up to the council to decide to put this in the budget. And if they put this in the budget, we will need to come up with 645,000 for this year.
Over and beyond the 326, so we are looking at, instead of having a budget of $326,000, we are looking at a $1 million budget for the year one.
Pretty-
That we have, so we have to find $1 million and that needs to go,
We've
Well,
already
we were on the
planned
fine
for the
six
320.
that's what, yeah, so,
It's an additional.
okay, but our cost for our insurance is going to be $1 million
For the coverage.
if we go to LEOPS.
So,
The.
Total, yeah.
Retirement coverage.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so where the net increase then, okay, is the 645. Is that before or after the credit plays in?
That is.
After the credit has played in?
Mhm.
There should be a formula in here.
Okay, I didn't
well,
know.
if you come across, you can see where the
Yeah.
credit,
So the credit, so the math is, so the estimate to town for LEOPS is the 865,000 because.
There it is.
without the credit, it's
Okay.
571, with the credit is 865, and then the
Okay.
difference between the 326 and 865 is the 645.
So that's a significant amount of money for our residents and our town to have to find. 645,000 on year
It-
one,
it's
and then,
actually-
and it continually grows.
It's actually 100K less because I look at the cells right now. It's actually pulling from the LEOPS actual, not the
I need
LEOPS
to
after
open it in
credit.
Google. Okay.
Yeah, so it's slightly higher, but, or slightly less, sorry.
Okay, let's see what you're talking about. 6, 4. That's the cost there. That's the cost there. So
Yeah.
that net increase comes from E3 and
It'll-
I3.
Yeah, it's still a bit, but
Mhm.
it's,
so you're saying
The numbers off
The
slightly.
106 is off by the 106.
It's, everything's off by 106. Yeah.
Is the net increase
Okay.
for this year. And of course, it's gonna go up each
Each
year.
year.
So it's the 645 minus the 106,
Okay.
right? Is what you're saying
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, that, okay. Equal to that minus.
If it's easy for you, Karen, you can just reference the different cell. Instead of E3, it's supposed to be G3,
G3.
and then just drag them all down.
Thank you.
So the town is really looking for you guys to evaluate this, not make a recommendation. or-
Oh, okay.
But to evaluate it.
How are we
Okay, this
supposed to
is-
do that?
Well, that was my instruction.
Yeah.
to finance committee, that we're not looking for a recommendation.
Yeah.
We're looking
Well,
for an evaluation.
The evaluation is, it's gonna cost us,
Exactly. Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's it right there.
I would say of the questions that you gave us, I think the one that's gonna be the hardest for us to answer, and I don't think we're fit to answer it, is the like, how competitive is this? I think that might be something that you ask the police chief, like, hey, or maybe they're HR people, like, hey, how many applicants are you getting when you do have a position open? And is it applicants saying, oh, no, hey, you guys aren't, your pension's not as good, so I'm going elsewhere? Yeah.
That's fine. Those were just kind of ideas to look at.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I guess the statement that I made earlier that you said was incorrect, because I had just read a couple articles about it, and I think one of them was like back in, was it early 2005 or 25 or 24, where I thought we had asked the resolution to do this, but you're saying it's just, we're just looking into it.
It was, so there hasn't been anything to adopt the plan, but it was to evaluate the plans.
Okay, and that's what I think it was like $7,000 it costs to evaluate
And
it.
Right.
that's what that report, that letter came out.
Yeah.
That's a lot of, I
Okay.
guess.
And that's what they're saying that, hey, based on the rolling over of the current employees that we have,
Mhm.
it's going to, we'll be charged the same rate as anybody else in Leops, but because we don't have as much of that unfunded accrual, they are giving us a credit of the 106 that would go against the premiums that we paid.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Karina. Typically, the town's main source of revenue is real estate taxes. Is that, and the state limits you to where you can raise revenue. Is that still the same?
So, when I talked with the county, they actually cap it at 50% year over year. So
Say what?
cap the increase 7% year over year. So we can, it's only gonna increase 7%. So even if.
Because, okay, I understand what you mean.
We capped at 7.
Got it, okay.
Right,
can't
if you
go
keep
beyond.
it from rising
Yeah.
too fast, but when the property flips,
Yeah.
then it'll jump up to where it should be,
Mhm.
and the next guy will have it.
Okay, get it, yeah.
So yes, that is our main source. I'll
So-
get that report sometime mid-February, typically around the 14th, 15th. I'll get that report from the state. regarding
Right,
our
well, that-
assessments.
I mean,
But that,
a long term, you know what it's gonna be.
well, we can guess. We don't know how.
I don't mean you know this year specifically, but you look just like you did with the salaries or whatever over the course of time. Or either that, it's gonna run people out of town with their rates.
I mean, or something like 2008, 2009 recession could happen in the property market. Yeah, so.
Believe
I
me.
mean,
From there, for a number of years, it was tough traveling
Well, for a long.
for the town.
Our real property tax just went up steadily, not a great jump. It was starting in like 21, 22 is when we saw that increase, and it has been increasing since.
Yeah,
How long that's gonna be, I don't know.
Well, I was very sensitive to it because I have some rental properties and it was sweet for those years, and now I'm crying. I can tell you, and it's hard to,
So how long did it take us to build up that $11 million that we had sitting out there that was
Again, so
So-
that has taken, I would say we have increased our fund balance significantly over the last 5 years. And part of that is because
You're right,
Right?
since
Right.
COVID.
Yeah.
interest rates have been extremely high.
Mhm.
We also got the $9 million from ARPA funds.
That's what I'm,
We got.
that's what I'm telling you.
So our revenue has been pretty good, but before that, we didn't have this type of revenue.
Mhm.
And you're not gonna have, whatever you call it,
We don't, yeah, that's gone.
it's
It's
gone.
done. It's
So-
over. We aren't getting any more. And interest rates, I anticipate will go back down.
Mhm.
to about 2%, yeah.
Yeah.
So how is the town, I know they don't want our recommendations, but how are they going to justify adding $539,000, $539,000 to a budget that you basically have breaking even at the moment?
And that is what
Yeah.
the finance committee is gonna say.
Yeah.
This
hey,
is
we're-
Yeah.
this is where you're gonna have to fill in the gap. Where are you gonna get it
Yeah.
from?
Yeah.
Like, what are you cutting it from?
And
Because
it,
they
and
did
Mhm.
increase property taxes 3 cents a couple years ago. Well, our expenses
still-
have
but exactly.
without this.
Mhm.
So,
And
Yeah, and
going back to what Andre said about why are we doing this? I mean, I know they're not interested in what we think about that, but I do think that we're sitting here as citizens. Why is this a big deal? I know it was a campaign promise and all the rest of that, but putting that aside, what is happening at the police department? Are they not getting people transferring in from other agencies because they can't bring their LEOPS pension with them and continue to put in it? I mean, what is the reason behind
so
this?
my understanding is the police department want to be competitive with other police departments. So there are other smaller police departments that are part of LEOPS, and that's what it is. They want to give the same benefits that the other police officers have. We did a salary study back in 22, 23, where the salaries are competitive.
Mhm.
Our benefits, I think are above most benefits because we pay 100% of the premium. We also contribute to the HSA, 70% of the HSA. We have fully paid long-term care, fully paid life insurance.
So are they willing to give some of that up to get this?
Well, I think that's kind of where part of our analysis would be. And that's, I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought that up because that was my exact thought was I was like, this is, if you're not looking at it as a salary, but you're looking at it as a total
Yeah.
total
Total
comp,
benefit. Mhm.
because this is on face value. I know it's not going to translate, but like on face value, if you're looking at the increase between the current plan to the new plan, that's a 27% increase that the count or the town's putting towards them. So
Yeah, so you could look at saying,
Yeah.
hey, here's some options. If this is a
Mhm.
priority, maybe, and I can give you the cost of the benefits. I can provide you, because I just finished the person.
You did? Okay.
Mhm.
Sheet. So I know what the benefits are gonna be.
Uh-huh.
So I will give you guys the cost of the benefit.
Okay.
So you have it, but bear in mind, if you're gonna change the benefits, it's gotta be for everybody.
Or you mean for the, well, that might be what it has to take in
It's-
order to
it's
do
gotta be
this.
for everybody.
Every staff member ends up taking a drop in benefits.
So we
I
can't
mean-
just say the police officers are gonna pay for their health insurance. They would have to be all employees
Yeah,
have to pay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
And how do you justify that?
And I will
And
be
here we go in a
up to
circle.
Yeah.
The council to determine what's more. important.
Yeah.
What's their priorities. But that would be a way of trying to get closer to this. So I did look at the benefit, the total benefit cost, I believe it's 1.7, so just say under 1.8 million is the
Okay.
total benefit cost.
And that's for the entire town.
That's for the entire town. That's enterprise and general fund. So I have to separate it out because this is just gonna affect the general fund.
Okay.
So I'll have to separate the general fund out. Because this would only affect a decrease in benefit costs for the general fund going under the general.
But you still can't have different benefits for enterprise
different
folks.
It would just reduce the cost from the enterprise fund. That's what it would do. But we can't use the savings from the
No,
enterprise.
and I
fund.
understand that, but I mean, everybody's losing something
Yes.
out of this in order to to increase this, then if you go that route, everybody's going to take a
The
decrease.
upside is just increase the tax rate to cover this.
But that's a big jump to
Mhm.
increase the tax rate, and you've got a lot of people out here in the town right now who are not happy
So
with the
it-
tax
it is,
rates.
I believe it's like 50 per 1 cent increase, so you're looking at like a 5-6 cents increase
Per
About
thousand.
150,000
per 1 cent.
per 1 cent, okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's about what it is.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's, no.
Well, that's what I calculated last year.
Yeah, like, it's all ballpark, yeah.
Well, So yeah, my biggest concern of taking this on is that we are breaking even and I anticipate revenue sources that we're relying on, investment earnings, isn't
No,
gonna be there
not
on the
too
long term. Also the ARPA funds, we use that for operating costs. We're now not, I mean, this FY 26 budget, 86,000 was from the ARPA funds to cover operating costs, which is not gonna be there this year.
Wow.
And the other thing is, there could be many options, okay? We do this, we cut benefits, we don't do a COLA. We haven't done a merit for 3 years. The COLA's been reduced by council previously,
Mhm.
so.
But the council that recently came in promised merit and they promised a COLA, right?
That's gonna be a huge increase. Yeah. But let me send you the benefited cost. I will also send you the COLA that I've calculated, which I want to say is 3.7%, but that doesn't mean that's what we go with. So let me send you that cost. These are increases because the benefits also, we're averaging 11% increase in the benefits.
So when you look at the salaries of all the staff that work for the town, are we on par? Are we below average? Are we above average?
So when we did the compensation
Mhm.
study, everybody that was employed at that time went to the 65 percentile.
So they're
Okay.
on par now. So what about
However-
benefits?
Well, benefits, we are probably above. There's nobody
Mhm.
that does 100%.
Yeah, those are.
That's
Yeah.
really good,
not
yeah.
common.
Mhm.
But with that said, with new employees coming in, we only go, the most we will start a salary at is 15% above the base.
Base,
the minimum.
okay. And where's your base? Is your base on par or below?
It should be on par based on.
should be on par.
However, the HR director did put a compensation study in the budget for FY 27 because the last one was done in 22, 5 years.
Oh,
ago.
wow.
Okay,
And you were playing catch up.
And since then, since
I-
that was implemented, like I said, there has not been a merit. There's only been COLAs.
I'm just trying to think what's going to retain the current staff
Mhm.
if the town decides that they want to do this and they're going to take it from everybody's benefits.
Yeah.
And that could be part of your evaluation. That's on.
Yeah, and I think that's not to say that we have the easier job because we don't have to make the decision. But yeah, I think if we're having, let's say, negative feelings about it, we could just literally put those in a sense like, hey, if this happens, here's the ramifications that, yeah.
Yeah, and what the
Yeah.
town is looking for is an evaluation.
Yeah,
It's not like
exactly.
just a PowerPoint of, here's some of the things that are concerned, here's what it's estimated to cost, here's where we're gonna have reductions in revenues, like
Okay.
investment, here's the effects on the workforce, here's some ideas how you could cover it.
Mhm.
So,
And you mentioned PowerPoint. Do they want it by like a certain meeting that they're gonna have?
well, we're in the budget process right now.
Okay,
So the sooner the better.
sooner better.
And I'd rather try to get you as much information as I can. I just need to know what you want from me. So I will send you the benefit costs and I will break it out by health insurance, the HSA,
Mhm.
all those costs. And I will just do it for the general fund because whatever, even though it might affect the enterprise as a whole, it doesn't help with this number
Yeah.
to cover this. I will send you the COLA and the net effect on salaries this year.
Mhm.
And the merit.
There, well, unless they do, I can give you percentages, what
Mhm.
merit percentage would be, so I can do that.
And do you have history of how, when you do a merit across the board, what the averages out at?
We've done, I think we've always put in 3%, and then the amount that the employee actually got was based on their evaluations. So it would be 3% of the department salary, and then based on their evaluations, somebody who scored really high within that department got a higher percentage.
Okay.
True score. And we did it by department so that, because different department heads have a different way of scoring, and we didn't want to make it, we want to make it equal to, based on the,
You want
Review
apples and
the-
apples as
Yes.
much as possible.
instead of doing like a total 3% of all salaries and based on the evaluations, some departments tend to score higher than
Mhm.
others, so we did it that way to even out. So 3% has been the typical amount that we set aside for merit increases.
So that gives us a number to work with.
Yeah,
Some
that
get
would-
more, some get less. So
Yeah.
yeah. But over the overall budget, you're looking at
It would
probably
be a
3%. Yeah.
That's at least what has been done.
It's more time, but but I'll be open to a work session.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
it's too much to do on
It
your
would
own.
overwhelm me. Yeah, I
Mhm.
knew that it was, I didn't know how to express it properly or explain my feelings, those that made sense, but it didn't look like we could afford it to me.
Well, I mean,
Or the way of it without doing something else.
here's the one thing to take out, if there's no buy-in. We
Yeah.
are not, we're not gonna take anything from our fund balance to buy in. This is just gonna be the reoccurring cost that we would have to maintain indefinitely.
Yeah,
And would it be, not to like quote you on the numbers, would it be kind of like fair to say, because this is going to be pulled out of the general fund, correct? So my rough math is it's about a 3% increase on the expenditure side for that.
General fund,
It's like, because I'm seeing like 16.5 million. About,
yeah, well, that would be
For the
operating in capital. If you wanna look at, because capital, I like to keep operating capital separate, because this is gonna be an operating expense.
okay, so then it's
Year-over-year.
even a bigger increase then,
Yeah,
percentage wise.
so,
Got it.
the operating.
Slide 5, maybe?
So the operating, subtract out like, 500,000, so say, say it's more like 11,500 for operating costs. Is what our current operating budget in general fund is. That's for this year. We're working on 27 now. Department heads are supposed to have that done Tuesday by 8 AM. I've extended it a week, the due date for them. So once we get that back, then the town manager will go over everything, and then once the town manager has reviewed it, then it will be going to you guys for, evaluation of the revenue forecasting, of is it sustainable? There'll be a list of things for you guys to evaluate. the budget.
Probably another work session rather than a meeting so that we,
is our new public works director, he used to working with budgets,
I'm assuming he is.
okay.
where were you going with that number, the percentage?
Just as like a, hey, if you have like a singular line item that's
Mhm.
increasing the whole budget by X amount, like
Mhm.
that's. Yeah, if you say, hey, 3% overall, because everything in the town is growing, hey, 0.1% here, 0.1% here, like 3% to me sounds normal. But if you're saying, hey, just one thing itself is causing a 3% increase on top of probably everything else growing, you're probably looking at a 6% increase for that year. As kind of where I
Okay,
was
and
going
that
with
3%, if this were that 3%, it's going to be every year, isn't it? It's going to keep rolling.
And grow.
Well, it wouldn't keep increasing, it wouldn't keep compounding. It would
okay,
just be a
okay.
one-time increase, but yeah.
Okay, but it goes up every year, doesn't it?
Slightly,
Because,
yeah.
Yeah, it goes up
Historically, it has
60,000 in year.
So it would depend on how many personnel we have, their salary,
Mhm.
as we add,
So in 27, we have to find 539,000, and in 28, we're looking at 601. So the increase would be about what? 60,000
Mhm.
on the percentage.
So it's
Okay.
going to increase each year. And again, the percentages are increasing each year based on the average increase over the last 11 years. And that credit will continue for 25 years.
Mhm.
But again, that's because of the unfunded amount that they're collecting, which is based on the rate to catch up. And then we're not part of that. And that's why we get that credit. But again, this is this is me saying, okay, well, this is in the increase over 11 years. That may not be what's happening. It may,
Yeah,
go up,
yeah,
it may go
exactly.
down.
Yeah.
It may increase 3% or may decrease 3%. I don't know. I'm just taking.
So
saying,
we've got to have something to work with.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in the last 11 years, the LEOPS has increased an average of 0.84% over year.
But we
And-
also know that in year one alone, we're looking at $539,000.
Correct.
And every year thereafter.
Yes.
So at a
And-
minimum,
Yes.
an absolute minimum with
And
no,
that will fluctuate based on the base salary, because that percentage is based on the salaries and new personnel
Hmm.
and the rate that they say that we need to pay them. Based on,
Which we have no control over.
correct, yes. But it's the same thing with the Maryland State pension. That has
Right.
increased year over year, and the average increase year over year of the last 11 years is 0.33%. And we've been paying that increase, and they've changed that plan back in 2012 because funding wasn't matching up with pay.
so that went
They
up.
reevaluated it.
Mhm. So why are we taking them out of that program? Because it's still a police program.
No,
That's what
it's not.
the state program is. I thought it was a
It's
police.
just, or any kind of employee.
Yeah, that's all employees. The LEOPS is specifically for.
Okay, I thought that they had a piece inside the Maryland State program for police. No,
That's Leo.
That's the LEOPS.
that's the lead. Okay,
And it gives them earlier retirement. It gives them a higher percentage.
okay.
Is what it does.
Because they can retire early.
They can retire earlier with a higher percentage of their salary.
So the LEOPS is also a Maryland program,
Correct.
which is why they're able to wiggle between the two of them.
Well,
or whatever they're doing. No, but I mean,
You
you
jump
can
out
move
of
up
one,
and it's
then.
the-
You
yeah,
can transfer.
Yeah. and it has to be the town that makes that decision, right?
Yes.
And
And I
we
guess
need to put up like $1 million something to bring them in.
No, there's no buy-in.
Yeah, there's
No
no.
back.
There's no buy-in.
Oh, okay.
so LEOPS is only Maryland. It's not
Yes.
outside of the state of Maryland.
Correct.
So there's no benefit to them outside of the state then,
If
is there?
they move outside the state, they wouldn't be able to take it with them. If they move to a municipality that doesn't participate, because a lot have their own, it wouldn't move over there. It's the same thing with the Maryland State Retirement.
So-
You can, unless another municipality or organization is part of that, then the employee cannot transfer that. The only good thing is that you can, even if you're not working within an entity that participates in the Maryland State Retirement, you can leave it there for 4 years. And if you go work for somebody else that is, then you can pick up where you left off.
Okay.
So Charles County is in LEOPS, the
No.
state police are in LEOPS.
Charles County is not.
So
They
what's the
were-
benefit of us moving them to LEOPS
It's to give them an earlier
Yeah.
retirement.
Earlier
Retirement
retirement and more pay?
Retirement.
Well,
But there's no movement benefit. A Charles County officer that wants to become a Channel La Plata officer cannot move their retirement then, can they? So
They would be in a different retirement.
What I'm, again, I know they're not asking for opinions, they're just asking for analysis. I think another kind of along the lines that you're bringing up, another option could be like, hey, we see this as a 27% increase, or based on their salary, it's 27% increase. You could maybe even do some middle ground, be like, hey, we'll give you 10% match into like a 401k.
So that's been brought up.
And that way, hey, you're still getting a benefit, but it's not as big of a cost to town.
Mhm.
That's much easier to swallow.
And we're not
And
committed,
that's been brought up.
Yeah.
But this is what they're pushing.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll
The,
bring it up as a thing.
Yeah, it's something that you can put in your.
Here's
analysis.
options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I think that gives more flexibility,
Mhm.
but that's not what they're looking.
Okay.
And I thought that we would be able to see a movement of personnel between the different agencies in the state, and you're telling me that that's not doable with this.
Well, if they're.
Unless they are part of the ops
They
already.
have to participate in, but
Yeah.
some municipalities have their own retirement plan.
So how much of the state is in LEOPS and how much of it is in MSPRS?
I couldn't find good numbers on that. I tried to look up to.
You couldn't find it?
Yeah, like I try to say, I think it's, they told me there was like 3,000 people in LEOPS. I guess I could look up how many
They,
police officers there are.
65. I really don't know.
And I don't know that there's that much movement between departments. Is it the officers looking to go someplace else?
We don't have a lot of turnover. Most of our turnover are for personal reasons.
Yeah,
There, I mean, it depends on what the person wants. I mean, if you don't mind a commute up to DC, Baltimore and be in that more of a, I guess, riskier environment,
right.
then you would get a higher pay and different benefits. But it depends on what you want. If you want it to be local and not deal with that or have a less riskier area to work in, I mean, it all
It's
depends.
got its advantages being here.
It's all personal.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure how many have left because of pay reasons, but I know because of what I've seen come through payroll, I know a lot of it's personal reasons.
Ballpark 30% of Maryland's
In LEOPS.
are in
Oh, really?
LEOPS. Yeah,
That's all.
Wow.
so if you're counting sheriff, state police, county police, and city police, there's about 10,000
Okay,
police.
bear in mind that the state has
Yeah.
a different plan.
Okay, so then if you take the state out, that's,
Don't
Yeah.
quote me on that, but I'm almost positive the state has a different plan
okay.
from municipalities, just like the MSRA that we're in now.
Mhm.
It's for municipalities. State employees have their different
Got it.
plan.
Yeah, so yeah, it'd probably be hard to get a good number on it then. But yeah,
I
if you
just
take
feel
this-
that's something that, it would be an interesting piece of data to have when you're looking at this. Because I'm not seeing, I see the benefit for the retirement. I get that piece, but now I'm trying to see what else is the benefit of this other than the retirement piece.
Yeah.
And I can
And-
see somebody from another municipality coming here and be able to keep, like your previous chief, I believe, came from another municipality, possibly his retirement in the other municipal.
Well, he retired, so he didn't.
Okay,
he-
but
he
technically,
retired.
if he was in a municipality that had LEOPS, he would have been able to bring his retirement and keep building on
Yes,
it.
he could.
Otherwise, it would have gone into a holding pattern, I guess. So the Charles County officers that might retire and consider coming to the town this would be a brand new state police officers, same thing, moving from theirs to this would be a
They
bit,
can retire from one.
and then start here new,
municipality,
yeah.
get The
Mhm.
benefits from there and come work it. We do have a couple that have. done that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
there's nothing here that says, come work for us. We have the same retirement plan, so you'll continue to build on the same retirement.
Yeah.
That's not a benefit.
I mean,
Mhm.
the true benefit is to have an earlier retirement.
Which is what, 54 as
Um,
opposed to
I think
65?
it's 50
At 50
or
maybe?
25 years.
Mhm.
I guess you could look at it that it might be good to recruit early career people,
Mhm.
like, because if you don't have any baggage from, oh, I'm in this system or I'm in this system, if you're coming here, it's the first system you have.
And that would be something good to put in your analysis, that it's
Yeah.
more attractive to younger
Mhm.
compared
Mhm.
to people who have established careers.
Which is kind of double-edged in my,
Mhm.
because A, they're gonna have lower salaries, so then the contribution wouldn't be as high, but then also it's not gonna have as much experience, so there's gonna be, training, not direct costs, but man-hour costs to,
Yeah.
that
I
type
mean,
of stuff.
so let's say they stay here for the 25 years, their salary is gonna continue going up.
Yeah.
with The pay scale, and this is gonna continue up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know why this became an issue?
It was So I can only say what I've heard that they had issues with recruitment.
Okay.
I also heard everybody has issues with recruitment on
Mhm.
law enforcement.
Mhm.
Also to make the benefits more equitable to other law enforcement agencies. That was the other reason. And to allow the employees to, retire earlier because of the type of work they do.
Mhm. Just got like the military, they
Yeah.
give you 20-year retirement
Yeah.
because it's harder on you.
Yep.
So that's the.
And do they want the PowerPoint presented, or do they just want like a slide deck to be able to look at and kind of go through it themselves?
It would be, say, you can provide it and be available for questions.
Okay,
I'm not sure. I guess be prepared to present it and be available.
okay, sounds good.
But I also want to make sure I get you guys data that you're not going to be able to seek out. So I will give you the benefits, I will give you the COLAs, I will give you what merit increase. I'll give you 1 to 3%. I'll actually give you 1 to 5. It's not that hard for me to figure out.
Yeah,
All I have to do
okay.
is change it in one number and it'll give it to me. So it's very easy for me to figure out. So if there's any other amounts that you want to know about, let me know and I can give you that. Pay personnel costs, I can easily give you no problem right now because I've completed my worksheet.
Mhm.
Now, if they add positions, that's going to change my whole worksheet.
Yeah,
But right now, I have not been instructed to add any positions,
okay.
but that could change as we go through the budget process.
So the LEOPS Maryland Place, it's considered a better program than the regular Maryland State Retirement Program for police officers because of the reason.
5% increase in salary or pay
Mhm.
benefit, and it's technically it allows them to retire at 50 instead of 60, and with only 25 years instead of the combination of age and service of 90.
When you email us that, do you mind putting all that data in an email? I know it's a lot, but the 7.5, because I'm writing it down, but I'm going to go back to this and I'm going to be going, why did I write that down?
Yes, so you want the difference of the plans.
Yes.
Yeah, I probably have a spreadsheet of.
Yes. I mean, I understand the benefits, but it'd be nice to see it in black and white. And then anything else that pertains to that.
Yes.
So I really would like to know how many of the towns are in LEOPS. Because we're a relatively small town, aren't we? I mean, we're not,
We are, we do a lot for a small town.
we do.
We do.
Yes, yes.
I thought the chief sent me something that I forwarded to you guys that had that information. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
I'm almost positive because I asked him for some analysis of comparing benefits with other towns. And it's.
You know, I remember you talking about that, but I don't remember seeing it.
He sent me something and I asked him, I share this with the finance committee. He said, yes. So let me see if I can find that.
Okay.
You know, you say we're a small town, but it depends on if you're looking at the 157 or whatever it is towns in the state.
I think we're like at 50 or 20, I can't remember. We're not like small.
Not tiny. Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah, but we're still, I mean, at 11 plus residents, say 11 to 12,000 residents.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have heck of.
I'm not seeing that, but
Yeah, I'll find it.
yeah, thank you. I've gone back to November of last year. Everything I've got here is pretty much the reserve policy. I understand that's getting presented tonight.
No, it was presented yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How'd it go?
Good. I mean, they just had some questions on how we're gonna apply it, and then they were interested in having this to be done for the enterprise fund, which I get, but I'd rather start with one, see how things go,
Mhm.
and make sure we fix what may not be fixed, and then create another one. The one thing I did point out to them is, like, unlike the general fund really doesn't have any policy where The water and sewer fund has that major facility reserve, which has a significant amount that has very specific terms, which helps with the growth. So we do have something there. But it would be good to have the same policy, but let's see how this does with the budget session, right, that we're going through now and how we can apply that.
Oh, that's good. So did they sign off on it or is
No,
it under
they-
review?
Well, no, it just went for the first read. The second read, they'll adopt it.
The second read is done when, next week?
Next meeting.
Next.
The 27th, I believe,
How often do they meet now? Twice a month?
I think most of the time it's gonna be the second and fourth Tuesday of the month, but sometimes they rearrange things.
Mhm.
Right. But is it only one legislative meeting a month, or is it, can they enact legislation?
I think it's two meetings.
Is it two?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't think either meeting restricts them from doing anything
okay.
specifically.
But I thought did they have a work session also?
I don't really know.
That in,
The only work session that I know that's on the calendar is for the
For
budget
the
work
budget.
session on March 17th.
okay.
I believe it's March 17th. That's the only one I know of, but there could be others. That's only because it's on a budget schedule, so I.
Right,
don't
so you know, right.
So I think I like your idea of the work session.
Yeah, I think we
Me
should send an
too.
email out, see what everyone else is looking like,
Yeah.
fill them in or have them maybe
Mhm.
watch the recording of this,
Mhm.
get some background on it, and then hopefully put something together.
And if you need any data, you guys, as you go through and evaluate this, if you need any numbers, let me know.
Yeah, and I honestly, I think once we're done, we would probably have you fact check it just in case we're using like a wrong number or an unfair comparison or something like that. I think that would be,
Let's keep it real simple.
that's kind of what I'm,
Yes,
yeah,
that's
we keep
what I'm
it
thinking.
simple.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of why I was thinking like the percentages earlier. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's easier than to throw around like arbitrary
Yeah.
numbers that kind of lose meaning once you give someone 10 different numbers.
I do think they need to know what an annual, it's gonna look like annually as in a dollar figure, because I think, I mean, I took that the wrong way initially.
So I tried to explain it.
Mhm.
but
No, it's
with
not.
the debt and
Mhm. It really helps when you're here, when you're looking
Yeah.
at something that, yeah.
And the color coding
Mm-hmm.
is based on, I think where I'm pulling the numbers, like the increase in rate is purple, so is the purple on the second sheet, the punch sheet, and then the blue it
Mhm.
correlates with the average group.
Mhm.
So I try to
Yeah. It's interesting.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Mhm.
based on the colors.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Does anyone have any other
Now,
questions, comments, or?
when does this need to be done by? Yesterday? Is that what
Pretty
it's?
much.
Yeah. So we have to,
I'm free next week other than Monday and Tuesday. And then after that, I'm probably free for the rest of the month as well.
if we go about this late, I can do pretty much anything next week, I think. Monday's a holiday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, yep.
Wednesday is a good day for me next week, but I can do Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. If we do it 2:00.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think I'm optimistic if we do 2 to 4
Mhm.
and like that's the only thing we have to focus on. I think we could get a couple slides put together.
Mhm.
Which day are you guys looking at?
Wednesday possibly.
Wednesday, I've got a lot of things on my calendar, so let me see.
Yeah, we'd really like you to be here. I think it would help.
I think so too.
I could do 2 on Wednesday. One, I have a meeting, but it says the meeting's only 45 minutes, so.
Okay. Joe, how are you looking?
Yeah, Wednesday I can do.
Okay.
Friday I couldn't, and
Because we have to do an announcement on this, don't we, for the Open Meeting Act thing, even though it's a
We're
work
still gonna-
session? Okay,
It's still gonna have to be out there. Yeah. So-
We have to
so-
record it because we didn't record the last work sessions, did we? Because they weren't official meetings because we didn't vote or make decisions.
Well, to be safe, we're gonna record it.
Okay, so then if we record it and we have a quorum, we can make a decision. So, yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
a
the
good
decision
thing.
would be the analysis that you present.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we need to, yeah. Okay. So 2 o'clock on the 21st,
Go with that.
and hopefully Mike can make
Yes,
that.
yeah, hopefully Mike can make it good.
I think the
He's
21st was
gonna be gone for a week,
until the 20th.
starting today,
Yeah.
I think.
Well, he said, yeah. Now Randy, is he now,
As of the 14th, their terms have ended because they had.
okay, so, so neither of them are part of the committee anymore?
I know that Randy was not going to renew his term.
Okay, so, and we have,
Nicole, the last I heard from her was that she wants to be part of it, but can't keep the role that she has.
Okay.
We did push, so I haven't received any applicants when we pushed out the announcement on Facebook.
Exactly.
I haven't received any, so we pushed it out again last week, and I haven't still.
where else can we put it?
It's on our town page and it's on our Facebook.
Right, it was also in the newsletter,
Oh, yeah.
along with the
Yeah.
rest of them.
Yeah, that was too, yeah.
Does
But-
anybody know anybody that would
I saw
be a good
the
fit?
sign coming into downtown for the police officer position. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because
cool.
it's mostly the same people taking that road every day. So
Yeah, Route
maybe
6,
swap back and forth
that's a-
between,
Very good.
Yeah,
yeah.
We ask, see if we can,
Yeah.
Is that the police's,
this position.
board? No, where you saw it.
no, it was on the, it's right next to the,
Right before Martin's.
yeah, where the fire engine, the ambulance comes out, there's a
Right,
like sign there on the side of the road.
right, but is that the police, belong to the police department?
don't know.
I would think it'd be public
It's
works.
town, period.
Yeah, it's definitely town.
All town.
Yeah,
period.
Oh, okay, because the police definitely have one of their own.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter what department's using it, if it's a town property, it should be used for town.
Right, there you go.
First. It's on my calendar. So we, okay,
Okay, move on to the next item.
yeah.
Okay. Chair and vice chair recommendations.
I move.
So let me actually bring up one thing with this. So Joe, you've been at every meeting that I've been at, but you're an alternate. Could we also maybe discuss putting you back into a full-time slot? Not necessarily for chair or vice chair if you don't want to do that, but like if we're having trouble finding people.
I don't see any advantage of it,
Okay,
other than, I guess the alternate couldn't be a vice chair or whatever.
yeah.
But honestly, I'm gonna do all I can
Mhm.
as alternate, and it will leave it wide open for her to be asking for members.
Yeah,
That's the only reason.
Okay.
I'll do whatever anybody wants
Mhm.
to the best I can do. But I think it's best that I stay where I am.
okay.
And you actually had some people that were interested in membership, but not being an alternate.
Yeah,
So that's why.
Yeah.
That's why, exactly.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
And, I mean, right now, if we need to elect some chair and
We
vice
can.
chair, I think we can do it with the understanding that, not make a life commitment,
Mhm.
that we're just trying to ease through a period.
Yeah,
And that as the team grows or the committee grows, if somebody else shows, has interest, then it can be revisited mid-year, can't it?
I don't see why
And
not.
these are recommendations because the appointment of the chair and vice chair is by the council. So
oh,
when you
okay,
make the recommendation, I bring it to council and council. appoints
Got you.
the
Right.
chair and vice chair.
So I hereby move that the chair position goes, to Andre for the chair position.
Second,
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Okay, good.
so,
he's
Fair enough.
supposed to say that.
I know, I was helping him. I was being helpful.
so what do we want to do with vice chair then?
Would
Would
you,
either you or Mike be interested?
technically, would you,
As a support position,
Mhm.
doing stuff in the background, I'd be happy to.
Okay.
But in front of all of that,
Mhm.
not.
That's, okay, got it.
So under, if
So,
that.
so
was-
no backup.
Yeah, I'll stand behind you, but I don't want to
Got it,
do
yeah.
presentations or
Fair-
stuff
fair
like
enough.
that.
Any member can do presentation.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
Yeah.
not worried about the presentation, though, just,
I mean, I can keep the logs, I can keep the information flow, some of the stuff, that kind of stuff. I'd be happy to do, I'm doing it already, so I'd be
Yeah.
happy to do that, but I really, I don't have the expertise that you have. I went with like this a little differently and came up with something completely different, so that helps me but I'm happy to support.
oh, do you mind if I recommend you
Okay,
for vice chair?
okay.
And so moved,
so recommend Karen for vice chair.
yeah,
Any, all in favor?
oh,
Aye.
yeah, vote for.
Mm,
I think we all understand where we are and
Yeah.
mhm.
whatever,
I know what I'm comfortable with.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I know what I'm comfortable with.
There you go.
I'd be delighted to be chairman and run the meetings. But
Mhm.
it would hurt the committee for me to be trying to report to the council
Yeah.
or to organize this stuff. I can tell you, this stuff overwhelmed me.
This was a doozy.
My brain
Mhm.
wasn't the best years ago, and it definitely didn't fit in with this thing. I can tell
Well,
you.
the letter was just all over that was so complicated.
That's why I had to talk with them.
Yeah,
Because I read that and I was like, well, this
maybe means this. Yeah.
maybe, and then I'm like, am I understanding this right? What's this number there was another number that I was questioning, so I had to have a conversation with them so that I understood it before I sent it to you guys and before I put that sheet together
Yeah.
to make sure I was understanding it correctly.
Well, I can tell you, I'd come in today with the idea of, once you all made your nice presentation, to apologize. Oh, Lord.
Can we talk a little bit about our actual committee makeup? Because we have one member and that hasn't been with us for about 4 months now, 5 months, and I think that position may need to be just changed. And I'd like to talk about recommending to whoever it is that says that we should replace that member.
Well, I mean, the terms end today, so both, unless
You renew them?
yeah, we need to appoint somebody, so they need to be, I guess, renewed or whatever it is. Because
Okay.
those two had 1-year terms.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
then,
So the terms. have
It's taken care of
Okay.
itself, in other words, as long as they know
That's
it.
all.
And that's
Understanding it.
another reason why I'd rather have the meeting today than on the 21st or with the second
Got
one, because that ended today.
okay, so we are currently down 2 members, so we need an aggressive,
Yeah, that's why I
We need
pushed that
that
out again
day.
last week
okay.
on Facebook, because
Yeah.
we weren't getting any.
Where else? We talked about the thing.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
post it in my community's Facebook group just to,
Mhm. Mine's lousy.
Yeah.
Our community Facebook
Yeah.
doesn't do squat.
Mhm.
Are they notified? thank you for their term.
Yeah,
We
I have
appreciate the
nothing
work.
else Until today's over,
Okay,
Yeah,
but
got
they
it.
will be, right? They will get a,
I will
Okay.
get with Kelly to do the notification.
Is there like a Rotary Club or something like that that you can?
there's a well, that's Waldorf in La Plata. Do we have to be in La Plata, right?
Well,
Lion-
there's a little Plato Rotary,
There is.
Charles County Rotary.
So,
But when I was in Rotary,
Mhm.
we started the Waldorf
Oh, okay. So,
group,
so
if I remember correctly.
what groups like that could we get the information out? They need, but we need the criteria.
It would be, I think with what the direction the town manager is having this finance committee go, we need somebody who has analytical skills, financial skills, because there's gonna be a lot of evaluations, on different topics.
Yeah, I'm surprised at what we were being asked at. It's completely different than what we started off
Yeah.
as. Mhm. Yeah, and that's fine. I'm gonna go into the square point because I'm,
And I'll go so far to say, and I'm being serious, that if we're fortunate enough to get some excellent applicants, and they will be the alternate, I will step down. Because I'm serious, I don't have those analytical skills. But I'm hanging here as long as possible. I'm not planning on leaving, but
You have a lot of historical. knowledge.
oh, yes.
So
yeah, I know
contact
that,
would be
but-
Very useful, yeah.
but, yeah. That,
God.
but anyway, I am serious.
Well, we'll see what we get.
Yeah, let's pray that we get something going. I went around a little bit when the committee first trying to recruit a business person and didn't get anybody to bite.
Can you, I'm sorry. I just thought of something. Didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, you know,
Okay. Can you have Kelly remove the expired members from the SharePoint, please? Nicole is,
Might need to talk about that. We might have to get rid of that
why?
because it might be in, conflict of the, Open Meetings Act thing. So
Well,
We can look at it.
okay, we're only depositing information there. We're not
Okay.
creating
Yeah,
in
Kelly
it.
was looking at it.
Yeah,
We might
okay.
have to
Okay.
remove it, but.
All right, I want to get my stuff off of it before she does that then. Okay, so Nicole is a member with professional or education background in budgeting, financing, financial analysis or related field. And the other member is a resident who is not an owner of a business. So those are the two areas that they fill. So
would
the one position has to have the
Mhm.
background, like, because you have, that's
Oh,
your,
finance
yeah,
degree.
because I have you as the other one, as the class, I called it class one, but,
Don't you?
not, well, oh, I hadn't thought about that.
And,
I would imagine,
Yeah, I could fit in one of those.
well, I mean.
Mhm.
I would,
Everybody to understand.
So,
I would guess if we ran across a business person that was not in town, I'm guessing that Mike would be willing to shift around too.
Yeah, I mean, that's, if they're a business person that has a business in town but lives outside of town, that's acceptable.
Right.
so you want to do that then? The professional or educational background in budgeting. I mean, my degree's not in budgeting. It's in, it's
You have work experience.
absolutely, yeah, but it's
So-
a different type. It's not.
It's
Okay.
Still, but I mean, as, not that we can be really picky since we don't have any, but really they need to have a good
Mhm.
foundation and understanding of, fiscal analysis,
Mhm.
of, financial statements, of budgeting. They really need to have that.
Mhm. And see, Nicole, she did have that. I mean, she had I mean, her master's was in accounting, if I remember rightly as well.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So we have you in there. If we move, we can leave, You could go either or then. You could go just as a resident, or if we get somebody that has that, we can just slot it in there. And we can move me if we have to. But I bet you'll find somebody with the background.
We need,
Mhm. Yeah, the SharePoint is just a place for us to put all information because it was getting lost in the emails.
and I will let her know that,
Mhm. We have not used it or anything else.
because that was one thing that she was questioning.
You have to have something for where a committee can save stuff. I mean, it's no different than you working in a work environment and you have an iDrive or something to where you can
Yeah.
put everything that the team can get to. What are the other committees doing? Oh,
Planning commission is obviously a totally different animal.
okay.
But the other committees, I'm gonna say get into things as deep as we do they? I mean,
It's just that when we're doing research, like when we did the research for the towns and we were looking at all of the
Mhm.
different things there was so much and
There's
being,
email threads. that's-
yeah, and it got lost. And by being able to just put the data out here,
Okay.
it allowed us to maneuver backwards and forwards. Now, when we're finished with the project, we can clean it up. We can take, that can be an option as well, that once like the reserve stuff, I can take it off of there if they want us to.
I'm
Yeah.
waiting till that gets passed.
Yeah, I'll wait.
But yeah, I'll bring that up to Kelly.
Yeah.
And see what she's discovered on that.
Mm-hmm.
See if you guys can keep it.
Okay,
It's for me, it's made it easier. Do you use it?
I do, yeah.
You
I just-
do?
I like to write down to look at the committee members'
Uh-huh.
positions.
Okay, so let me just write that down. We have a chair.
And I'll see if I can get that on the 27th agenda to appoint the chair and vice chair.
Oh,
For the town.
so
Yeah.
this was our, what they call these recommendations.
Yeah.
And then I need to put it together.
Okay, we're ready to move on. Next section. Sections. Okay, moving on to public comment. I don't believe we have anyone.
do we have a public?
No public comment.
Okay.
Any new business that anyone wants to address? I think we kind of just touched on it right before this. Okay, moving on to old business reserve update. Karina, I believe you gave that to us.
Yeah,
earlier.
so yes, it's been presented to council. Council agreed with it unanimously, and it will be probably, I would assume it was on the next agenda for adoption. It had the
Okay.
first read, so.
Next item is the town attorney status update.
So the council has met, I believe, with a couple attorneys. One thing that was mentioned to me that this was something that the town did not ask the finance committee to look into, so it's not something that would be normally brought up.
Well, back when we started historically, it came up as a very red flag because of the cost that were involved, which we were asked to look at.
Yes.
So I would refute that statement.
Anyway, so there is a town attorney.
Okay,
So they are looking at it. I don't think there's any agreement. I think they've met with them and, so we'll see what happens with that.
I guess it becomes a closed on our list.
It's been a closed session, so I've only known what I've
Uh-huh.
been told
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, but I think they need to understand why
Yes.
we
Because
did
it
not,
wasn't
we
something
did
that
not
was-
make a choice to do that. It came up because of a red flag, which I think is in our
Mhm.
paperwork
Yeah.
that we should be identifying that we have a problem.
So
Mhm.
hopefully they're selecting somebody so that I can continue on. The rate study, so we did get the water report back. However, they're still in the process of doing the other 3 funds. So it still has not been complete.
So, but the water has?
The water has.
Can I take a look at it?
After we've evaluated it, I would say.
So you're actually evaluating
Yes,
it?
I have
Okay,
not looked it
okay.
up yet.
Okay.
It's just the last one was really not what you normally see on
Yeah.
on
No, I
a
have-
study.
I've received it, but I have not looked at it.
Okay, okay, so that's still outstanding.
So for the Dorchester Community Center, the town manager is in the process of preparing a report for council's direction. He is hoping to have that in before the end of February.
As into like what to do with it.
Mhm,
Okay.
yes.
And is that with respects to continuing to work with it or with respects to running it?
It would be on if we're going to go ahead with it.
Okay,
If we're actually gonna do this community center and what's involved and does the town want to undertake that?
Got it.
So if he's gonna prepare a report, it's gonna go to council and they're gonna tell us what they want to do.
Okay.
Yep. So hopefully before the end of February.
do we keep that on our list? Because it sounds like it's another one of those that's moved away from us.
Yeah.
I gave, the only direction that was given to me is to let the finance committee know that the town attorney was not something they asked. That was the only one that they
Got it,
gave
got it.
direction on.
Yeah, I
They
think
did not say anything about any of these other ones.
I think the community center only came up because of the field trip that we did. And I think everyone on the finance committee kind of was.
Yeah, well, it was actually
wondering what
on,
was going on.
it was actually on there because of the grant that we were waiting for.
Oh,
We
that's
have
fine.
grants
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
that we can now draw down on, but nothing has been done with it.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
and
why
the
we were trying
concern
to-
was,
Hmm.
there's nobody
There's nobody managing.
Yeah.
managing it.
Do you know how much the grant was for?
1,250,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's 3 grants and that's the total amount.
Total, okay.
And then that's to renovate it. And then there's the actual running costs after that. Who's going to absorb
Yeah.
that? So it became a listed item because of
Okay.
that.
And then the only other thing is the Open Meetings Act training. I know that this was something that the committee is saying, recommending everybody do, but the chair and vice chair have to do it, but there's also a reminder that there is, training tomorrow at 6 PM here.
Is that going to be Open Meeting Act?
I believe it is.
I already have that.
Okay. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I didn't receive any of it. I just know about it. So, that's here tomorrow at 6.
Okay.
Which means you.
I'll try
yeah.
to be there. Yeah. And so then there's, I believe, an additional like online training for it as well.
And
That's
that's, I
the main
believe, is the mandatory for the chair and vice chair and then
Okay.
optional for the rest of the. Okay.
Okay.
And do you need a copy of the certificate?
I would say give it to Kelly.
Send the certificate to Kelly. You already sent yours, right?
Hey,
Mhm.
yes, like I told you, I voted in to brag that I take,
Okay. I'll send mine.
don't question me too much on it, but
Okay, so say hopefully Mike can come on Wednesday. And we have any other comments, questions, concerns?
one. Well, I guess we need to, maybe if he's checking his email, maybe,
Yeah, I'll email him after this to
Okay.
see if he's available.
great.
Do
Two
you
to
able
four.
to- Before I get it to Kelly, to put on the calendar, will you hear back from Mike?
Yeah, I think so, because I think having the 4 of us there, I think is going to be important. So yeah.
Well,
let me-
there
let me-
are
let
only
me send
4
it
of
out.
us, so. You cannot do Friday, right? That's what you said, but you could do Thursday.
I could do Thursday.
Mm-hmm. I'd prefer Wednesday, but I can do Thursday.
Okay,
If Mike has to,
if he has like.
yeah, are you able to do the same?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're talking 2 to 4. Yeah, I
Yeah.
should be able to.
Okay,
I was going for biopsy that morning
Oh.
when the surgeon was working on this.
Mm-hmm. Found something
Said,
else, huh?
Have you had that biopsy? I said, no.
Oh, boy.
Well, I think you better.
Is that Mohs surgery?
Yeah,
Mm.
but you know, I understand, a friend of mine told me that he's had something removed with radiation, which these people don't offer. But I can tell you, they're getting up closer to my eye, and I'm scared I won't be able to wear glasses for a while.
Ooh.
That wouldn't be good, although the radiation apparently takes a lot of sessions because it's very mild. So we'll hope it comes back negative.
Fingers
Okay.
crossed. Are you able to do the 22nd if we?
Yes, I'm open anytime at 2 the whole week.
Okay.
Okay, send it off to him. Get back to us shortly. And what do we need? We need at least like couple days heads up, right?
Yeah, I think it's 2 days, 48 hours. I believe.
Okay, okay. Yeah, because he's on vacation. I'm hoping he's checking his phone, but if he died, I'm not gonna hold it against him. Right? Like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, he's back. He says he's out on a family trip from the 14th to the 20th, so hopefully one of those 2 days will work.
Gonna move to adjourn the meeting then?
So move.
Second. One thing I've never known, do you actually have